Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm making my card for episode 284, and for this episode the project is a fun fall card. I'm making an easel card. Colors birthday party. I'm gonna add a lot of gold in there. Element Magic Smith, and for this element I'm bringing a tea party and random spiral, and I'm gonna have some of that around the card. And in my easel card, these are my colors. I went for a very elegant look, a little bit of glitter, not too much. And I'm gonna cut this, or I did cut this two in here to perfectly match in here. And that's the first thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glue these two together before I attach them to the card, because I wanna make sure that I line up these two. And these colors in here, these are the birthday colors that I'm using. Once I put one in here, the other one will be a lot easier, because I just have to line up this. Yeah, probably would be easier to put it together and then cut it, but and I'm not gonna cut another one of this one. So so we're gonna go like this, because this is pretty much the skeleton of my card in here, right? So we have this in here. Let me just line this up better. And that's gonna go on my card. Now let me work on my elements for my card. And for Maggie Smith, I went with a tea party, and a very elegant one. So I'm using these dies, and I have a little plate, and I also have in here a teacup with the dish, and then just a tea thing just to hang from the tea bag. And then I also have from a different set. These ones are from Anna Griffin, and this is from Tonic. I have this swirly thing that I'm gonna use, and these are gonna be my elements in my card. They're gonna bring the Maggie Smith into the card. Now, as you can see in here, I already cut everything, and I left everything on my die. These dies are also, they're cut and embossed. So I embossed after I cut, and I kept them in here. They're slightly attached to bring some light into this elements in here. I'm gonna treat the die as a stencil, and I'm gonna make it, make it look very elegant in there. So I have also from Anna Griffin this pigment ink that is cream. It will give it like a little bit of color, but I'm gonna add something else. I have this makeup brush, funny because I don't use makeup, and I'm just gonna cover this like it's the stencil, just going over the parts in here. I'm gonna work with one piece at a time, because this is step one of my process. I'm not going inside of the plate just because I don't want to, but if you want to extend the color into that. And by the way, this is not something that is possible to do in every die. I'm doing it in here because these particular dies, they have those little holes in there where the embossed part will come up. So once I apply all the color, my step number 2, so for step number 2, let me just separate this in here, show you the way it looks, is cream, but I want to give it a little extra color, and before this gets dry, I have mica and gold, and yeah, another makeup brush, the same set from Dollar Tree. I don't wear makeup, so I don't need makeup brush. I'm just gonna apply it in here, and because that's pigment ink, it stays wet a little longer. I'm gonna wait until it dries a little bit so I can polish that. But that's the process that I'm gonna follow to work with all this. And this mica powder, I mean, lives forever, so whatever I have in here will be enough for all this. So let me continue with this, and I'll see you in a minute. So this is the way they look. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I dust them off because they still have a lot of mica, and then we'll come back to put all these together. So these are my pieces all dusted up. Yeah, I remove all that. See, they look really, really cute. And I have this ones in here that I'm gonna attach a piece of thread. Now I have cut in here cardboard beige just for the back. So I have all my pieces in here ready. I dusted off all the mica. And the other thing that I did is, and by the way, this is just embroidery floss that I'm using in here. And that's for the tea bag. So the other thing that I did for this, it was that I use hairspray. So all the mica stays in place. And maybe we can take, like, my fingers are painted, and rub something in here. And you see, like, it's not coming off. I put a lot of hairspray, whatever brand you use, the one that keep your hair like that, not like mine. So the stronger the better. I use it also when I do those chalks, so to keep that in place. All right, so let's put this card together in here. I have my card that I glue my two pieces in there, and there's gonna be a stopper in here. But for now, let's put together this in here. The arrangements that I have for this. I have my my teapot, and I have cookies for that. Yeah, I have to show you that. And this is just a piece that I cut in here to put it in the bag, so it simulates the tea. Put a little glue in here. Okay. And then that's under, that goes under the coffee. So this one is going directly on the cardboard. And by the way, I cut this one using a 100-pound paper, so it's very heavy. And that one will go around here, so there's a little bit more in here. And that's where I want this one to go. And we'll put in here one of my rocks, so just to make sure that that's in there. Oh, I need a bigger one so it covers everything. Okay, let's put that one. And this one needs to dry, and let me bring the other two pieces. Okay. So this is all dry. This is all dry. Now I wanted to add that swirly piece in here, and I cut the piece, but I forgot to put it in there before I mounted the tea, and I had time to put the tea bag in there, but not to remove everything all the way to here. But what I did is that I trimmed the bottom, and it is like this, and I'm just gonna put it in there. Would be nice if there would be like a, should have done it that way, like a slit in there. That's what I'm gonna do. Hold on in there. Okay, let's make a little slit in here. Let me mark first where I want it. It will go from here to here. . and erase those marks. So I can put that through there. Okay, that's much better. Yeah. I am gonna add a little bit of glue anyway. Just a drop in here so it will stay in position. Another thing that I'm gonna do is, I love tape. I tape everything down. And this part will be covered by another piece that I cut. Something stronger. Because that will give it a dimension. And I don't need this piece to be, you know, I do have that part in there. I don't need that to be open. So we're putting this back in here. Let's make sure that we don't see anything from anywhere. Right? And this needs to dry a little bit. Okay, so let's position the teacup where it's supposed to go, and then it's the plate with the cookies, and we'll put the cookies in a second. And then let's put the, I have 3 layers, this one and 2 of the cardstock, and that's gonna be for all my cookies. Meanwhile, let's build this in here. This is for the inside. I have 2 layers of the happy birthday. This happy birthday is also from Anna Griffin. And that's a whole piece that I trimmed the top because that's gonna be the stopper for my easel. Some glue in here. So this is the message inside the card on when you open for the easel. And let's put the cookies in here. I have all kind of things in here. Might not be too much Downtown Abbey, but I do have some cookies. I have in here some of these macaroon. Okay. And I have something else in here. And you know what? I still have time to move this a little up, a little higher, so I can bring the cake. Because after all, this is it's not completely dry, so I can move it. Yeah. After all, it's a birthday party. So, oops. And the cake will go in here. Maybe I can put the cake in here. And then, yep, we'll do that in order to fit everybody in there. You can also move the cookies up. And yeah, we'll do that. Move the cookies higher. All right. We'll come back with this in here. And then back to my original idea. All right. So let's put this one in here. And this one right here, and that will go just like that. Oops, can't see it too much. All right, well, this one will be on the bottom in here. Well, I have to put I have a double one from here. Let me just bring it. I'm adding another piece just to make it stronger. Because this one should stop this one in here. Right, so be careful when you fold it. And let's glue this one in here. So, strong glue in here. And I'm intentionally using all these shapes in here, like a very swirly, with the happy birthday, with the base and everything else, so it also supports the elements that I'm bringing, or the parameters for this week. All right, and this is my card. Yay! Let me switch the camera. Okay, so let's review the parameters. In fact, let me bring it in here. Normally this is what I do. I put them on my wall. So in that way, and there, in that way I see them all the time. Move my needles away and my pins. So we have a phone card. My phone card is an easel card. The colors: birthday party, rose gold and gold. Maggie Smith, a tea party, and spirals. We have spirals on the letters and also going out of the coffee. So that's my card. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit like. And Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when Craft Roulette goes live. Mary Gun Fun and the guests for the night will spin the wheel and they get the parameters, and together they will make a card while they have a conversation, a casual conversation. It's a fun show, and if you go in a little early, like 20 minutes early, you can see this card and all the other cards from all the people that participate. And you can participate as well if you make your card and submit your card to craftroulette.live before midnight on Sunday. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!